Good morning, dear friends. Let us discuss the vital chapter of philosophy, that is selection of potency, which is described by Master Hahnemann in aphorism number 246. Selection of potency depends upon the susceptibility. So while assessing susceptibility, one should bear in mind the modifying factors like age, habit, environment, pathological conditions, seat character and intensity of the disease, previous abuse of disease, medicine. So how to assess susceptibility? For determining the potency and dose, one should assess the susceptibility of the patient. Susceptibility can also be assessed by Jhar's law. Under age, susceptibility is greatest in young, vigorous persons and in children, and it diminishes with age. That means when age increase, susceptibility decrease. Children are particularly sensitive during development, and most sensitive organs are those which are being developed. So children respond more to higher potencies because of higher susceptibility. Let us come to the constitution and temperament. Higher potency are adapted to nervous, sanguine, choleric temperament, to intelligent, intellectual persons, quick to act and react, and to jealous and impulsive patients. Lower potencies and more frequent dose correspond to torpid and phlegmatic individuals, coarse fibered, sluggish individuals of gross habits, and to those of great musculature, power who acquire powerful stimuli to excite them. According to Dr. E. Elizabeth Wright's view, medium potencies are best adapted to oversensitive patients, idiosyncratic patients, because of their hypersensitivity. On the basis of habits and environment, susceptibility is increased by intellectual occupation, by long sleep and effeminate life. Persons exposed to continuous influence of drugs such as tobacco workers and dealers, distillers, brewers, all connected to liquor and tobacco trade, druggists, perfumes, chemical workers, etc., are less susceptible and require low potency. In continuation, habit and environment, idiots, imbeciles, deaf and dumb have low susceptibility, hence require low potency. Then, on the basis of pathological condition, in certain terminal condition, the power of organism to react, even to indicate homeopathic remedy, is low, so material doses will be needed. This may be due to existence of gross pathological lesions, long existing chronic disease, or much previous treatment. If the grade of disease is low, the power of reaction is low, the remedy must be given in low potency. Seat character and intensity of the disease. In certain malignant, rapidly fatal diseases like cholera, the susceptibility is low, so it requires material doses or low potencies. Diseases characterized by diminished vital activity, torpor, collapse, and deficient vital reaction require low potencies, and those with increased vital actions requires high potencies. Nature and intensity of the disease. According to Elizabeth Wright, functional diseases require high potency. In acute diseases, it requires high potency. Acute crisis and chronic trouble, medium or low potency. In chronic disease with no organic change, start with 200 potency. In chronic disease with organic change, always prescribe low potency. Mental disease require high potency. Then, on the basis of previous abuse of medicines, due to this we may find that the patient is not at all sensitive even to the indicated remedy. Then all medication has to be ceased for few days. Then carefully regulate the diet and regimen. Previous abuse of medicine, Hahnemann has written, the administration of opium in one of the lowest potency every 8th or 12th hour until some signs of reaction are perceptible. By this means, susceptibility is increased and new symptoms of diseases are brought to light. Carbamase, lauro, sulfur and thuja are other remedies which serve to arouse the organism's reaction so that indicated remedies will act. Jhars has stated a law regarding the selection of potency. The more similar the remedy, the more clearly and positively the symptoms of the patient take on the peculiar and characteristic form of the remedy, the greater is the susceptibility to that remedy and higher is potency required. Susceptibility of the patient, again, the more similar the remedy, the more clearly and positively the symptoms of the patient take on the peculiar and characteristic form of the remedy, the greater the susceptibility to that remedy and the higher the potency required. Susceptibility of the patient, again, according to Jhar, has very lucidly and beautifully illustrated this point. He remarks an essential difference between the action of the low and high potencies, which consists not in their strength or weakness, but in the development of the peculiarities of the remedy as we rise in the scale of potency. Jhar's law, again in continuation, the practical bearing of this on the selection of potency and dose is that in a given case where the symptoms are most clearly developed and there is absence or scarcity of characteristic features, or when 2 or 3 remedies seem to be equally indications, susceptibility and reaction may be regarded as low, but when the symptoms of the case clearly indicate one remedy, whose characteristic symptoms correspond to the characteristic symptoms of the case, we give high potency. Thank you very much for patience listening. Potency, dose, similibum, repetition, these are the 3 conditions which has been mentioned in aphorism number 246. To establish radical cure, the physician must have thorough knowledge about the 3 points of cure. The 3 points of cure, that is the knowledge of the disease, the knowledge of the medicine, the application of drug knowledge into disease knowledge. After that, he has to fulfill 3 conditions. They are the similibum, similars in all respects, the medicine. Then number 2, the dose and potency, that should be best or selected on the basis of susceptibility. Then repetition must be done in proper manner on the basis of the nature of the disease, nature of the progress of the patient, etc. So potency selection bears equal value as selection of medicine and repetition also. Thank you very much for patience listening.